Tachiwaza, which are sword technique, we're really talking about Aikido technique. So one of the things that's classic in Aikido is our kamae. Our kamae is very strange. We just spent all morning working on kickboxing type drills and kicks and percussion. We are going to completely, in 180 degrees, change direction. We're now going to do a deep dive into some classical martial art, that is Yoshinkan Aikido. Yoshin is the idea of the house of cultivating spirit. Yoshinkan, house of the cultivated spirit. My specific style of Aikido is called Chudokai Aikido. Chudo means the center way, the house of the middle way. Sounds kind of non-committal, but trust me, it means a lot more than that. So from this position, we're just going to step forward, and 1 foot toes are angled about 45, and back foot toes are angled about 45. This is a classic Japanese fencing position, is where this came from. When I drew my samurai blade and I set into a kendo posture, I would shibori the blade. Shibori means to grip, it's a counter grip. So my first movement in Aikido is to set to my kamae. So everybody take their front leg, bend it. All of our weight is now front weight loaded, about 80%. In kickboxing, I would never load 80, 90, 100% of my front leg, because somebody will sweep me and take me down. In swording, the idea is that I have a weapon between me and my opponent. In Aikido, that weapon is still there. It is still there in my mind. Does that make sense? Right. So now when I do this first movement, we say heriki no yosei ichi. Means elbow power. So when I'm drawing my sword, I come up, its elbows are forward, and now when I come down, I cut. So on first movement, I move my front leg, I move up, move my back leg, move back. Up, back. Up, back. Up, back. Up, back. Good. Hiriki no yosei then becomes Hiriki no yosei ni. Right? Hiriki, elbow power number 2. So when I am here, if you just watch, elbow power 1, I come up. On elbow power 2, I extend my back foot, turn through my position, and I extend. Some people say I'm extending sword, some people hand, some people say it's ki. Notice the stability in my stance. I am stable and balanced as I come through my position. I have to connect myself to the ground. This is a kickboxing principle, this is a boxing principle, this is a martial principle. Connecting myself to the earth gives me power and strength. Yeah? Let's try this movement. Hiriki no yosei ni. So we're going to start with Hiriki no yosei ichi. We come up, cut. And now on knee, extend the left foot. Wider stance, come through my hips, transect. All the way through, I've rotated on my feet. I extend. Some people say hand on belt. Some people say hand down the leg. All I'm going to say is make sure your stance is deep and stable and strong and you're good. Come back through, back up. And now our back foot moves up and I'm in position. That is Hiriki no yosei ni. Now, the next Japanese word is 95-degree pivot. Judo-go kaiten daiheko. Kaiten means body change. Judo-go. Ju is 10, do-go. 10 minus little 5, 95. Yeah? Why 90? Why 95? Why not 100? Because I said so. Okay? The reason that it's 95 has lots of very detailed answers, but I'll show you with Mark later why 95 is kind of the magic number, okay? So just watch. I'm here, and my elbows come down, and I pivot through. I'm in this low position. Again, look at my stance. Would you ever fight somebody like this? Looks weird, right? But do I have mobility, different angles from this stance? If I had a sword, and I was shifting, does that give me balance, stability, and power? It does, okay? Hence, that's why the stance is there to back up the sword, because the sword is the emphasis on swording. Aikido is swording, but without the sword. Got it? Okay, so let's try this. 95-degree pivot. And for those of you that want to hear it again, Judo Go Kaiten Taiheko. All right, we're here in our kamae, and shift, and back. Now watch, I'm going to show you guys, some of you guys are doing this, which is okay, but that's not the move. That's a pivot in place versus watch my back foot. I'm literally moving off the line as I come through. Is moving off the line of attack an important martial principle? Oh, okay, I could have had a V8, right? Okay, so we're in Kamae. Ready? H! Pretty good. Knee! Let's all do it together. Ready? H! Knee! H! Knee! H! Knee! And good, relax. So far, if we think about I draw sword, now you can start to see where what we're doing are sword exercises. Does it make sense when you visualize the sword in my hand? It does, right? Okay. So now we're going to do Hayaku Hachi Judo Go Kaiten Tai Henko. Everybody got it? 180 degree pivot, okay? So just watch. Again, I'm in my Kamae. I want the energy to pass through my tendon, through my center. So when I'm here, shift. How's my balance?
Good.
Solid, right? Step back. Surgical hip. Shift. Step back. Practice. Train. Once you get the basics down, you can always keep them until I'm 100, okay? I intend to live you to 110, just so you know this. All right, we're in Kamae. 180, ready? Height! And cross step rear. And ready? Height! Good, let's do it together. I think maybe together is a good idea. What do you think? Right? That could be a lesson for our country. Togetherness, it might not be a bad idea. All right, so we're here. We're gonna just let our arms relax and sweep through. And now my right foot is gonna step back so that my left foot now becomes my leading foot. Now when I pivot again, I'm pivoting in the opposite direction. Pivot through and step back. Pivot through and step back. Pivot through and step back. And feet together. Okay, so these could be considered Thai Sabaki drills or body movement drills. They're exercises that we do in Aikido. There are 9 basics. We've covered 4 of the 9. I'm not going to cover them all because we could spend hours perfecting these. But let's move on to a different discipline of Aikido that is called ukeme. So kaiten koho or koho ukeme, anything koho is basic. Ukeme, breakfall, right? Basic breakfall number 1 is an exercise. If I walk up and go, what did you say to me? And I push him. It's the idea of how do I accept that energy? How do I fall and not injure myself, right? Master Roy and I, we're both old guys, right? Roy's my senior, but if we fall at our age, I'm 66. If I fall, fracture a hip, bad things happen, right? Typically, a hip fracture is something that most folks over 70 have great difficulties recovering from. So the idea that learning how to fall is both a self-defense and self-preservation skill is a really important concept. So I'm going to hold hands with this guy just because I like him. Okay, so he's going to squat. Deeper. Good. Now, deep as you can. Not bad. So he did a number 2 style break fall. Just relax. Could you see the tension? He's like, and when we fall like this, everything tightens up, stiffens up. Mark's on. Come. So if Mark's doing that break fall, go ahead. Look how relaxed. What did you say? Still relaxed. If we hold our breath, guys, I promise you, you're going to tear an abdominal muscle. And so we don't want to hold our breath when we're falling. We want to just breathe and relax and back up. That's called a kaiten koho keme ni, kaiten koho keme ichi. If we want to get slick about it, I can try to be sneaky. Suyashi kaiten koho keme ichi. So he's got a step. And then, yeah. Well, sui means slide step, hiki means cross step. Yeah, so suiashi, hiki-ashi, different names. Yeah. All right, I'll do it. All right, so guys, good. Move forward a little bit. So the first position on break fall is just this. Squat as deep as you can go. How far am I falling now?
Not very far.
My butt's going about 2 inches. Roll, and come up. And when I roll, I want to stick my feet out at a 45-degree angle so that I occupy the space at the angle where my opponent would be. So I'm like this, here. I'm not here. The more I cast my feet back, where do I cast the energy to? Up high into my shoulders. And Jay, if I bring it way back, then where does it go? Bang, bang. I'm starting to hit my head on the floor. We call that your cocoa nut. And what you don't want is a cocoa butt, where your cocoa nut butt's on the floor. You don't want to do that, okay? When I kick out at the 45-degree angle, that stalls my descent to the floor and breaks the energy, the kinetic energy of the fall. Hence the term uke, break fall, ukeme. Yep. Go ahead and stand up and start again. My son Josh has been doing a little bit of training, and the other day we're in the dojo. I have a dojo in my house. So I'm teaching him break falls, me and Bruce. Bruce is like my friend forever. Josh does this break fall, whoop, and then as he's coming up, I'm used to people like pop and stand and slow. And of course, he's young and healthy and fit, and he goes, whoop, whoop, and comes right back up to a stand. I was like, youth, right? Typically what you see looks like this kind of an iteration. Kick, up, here, and then you try to stand. And old guys, it looks like this, right? Try to be able to stand unassisted as you can. All right, let's see how it goes. Ready? Ice! And stand without putting our hands out. Look at you guys are awesome. That's called a fragility test, by the way. Take an old person, 60 and above, tell them to lay down on the floor. Then while they're laying on the floor, say, okay, stand up, but you cannot use your hands to assist you. And it's very difficult for some folks. If they're 100 pounds overweight, you see them rocking, rolling, doing all kinds of contortions. So it's a kind of a test of overall total fitness. Let's try it again. Ready? B! San! All right, guys, very good. Okay, everybody move back. So just remember what your numbers were. So that's the backward break fall, what we call ushiro, which means to the rear. The other break falls that we need to know for Jiu-Jitsu, Aikido, Judo. Our system of break falls comes directly from Judo. Mark, why?
Because Gozo Shioda's father was a judoka.
Yeah, Gozo Shioda, who is the father of Yoshinkan Aikido, was the third dan in Judo, Sandan in Judo, before he ever trained in Aikido from Sensei. Gozo Shioda's father was a judoka. So his break falls are very Judo-esque in their nature. It's a real defining feature of Yoshinkan Aikido versus other styles of Aikido. If you didn't know there were multiple styles of Aikido, there are dozens. For a martial art that professes to be harmonious, unified, a way of peace, the instructors don't get along so good in some ways because there are many different styles of Aikido. Now we're going to do a forward break fall. So forward is Zenpo Kaiten Koho Keme Inch. Someone said earlier, we usually do it standing. We do it standing, kneeling, getting out of bed, walking in the shower. You should be able to do this rolling break fall very naturally. All right, so I'll set it up. So I'm here, I'm in my kamae. I want my front foot to maintain contact with the floor for as long as is possible. All right? That's going to allow me to get lower and lower and lower to the floor. The lower I get, the less chance there is of delivering a lot of kinetic energy to myself and injuring myself, right? So I'm here, right leg is forward, guess what hand's forward? Right hand. Where's my sword? Here. You can see the sword now that I pointed out. It's blatantly obvious. What I want to do now is I'm going to return the sword to my sheath. I have to turn my arm. When I turn my arm, I'm beginning to tip forward. I want to come down and reach on the inside aspect of this ankle as I fall through and roll. I come back up, set to kamae. Just that simple, yes? Everybody move back on one row. I'll call out the ones and then the twos and then the threes. So ones, we'll do the shot. I'll do it again for my new guy. I'm here. And just come on through, stand from there. Everybody else ready? Number ones are first. Ready? Eight. We're going to turn in position. And now go back. Other side. Nice job, guys. Number twos are next. Ready? Eight. And turn and go back. Should be over the shoulder. Young man, you did a good job, dude. That was really good, okay? Number threes, ready? Eight! Turn and go back. Yeah, man, oh man, that was a good job. Really good job. Now, let's do ones again, one more time. Ready? Eight! Turn around, go back. Eight! Number twos, ready? Eight! Turn around and go back. Eight! That's hey, we're wired. That's good, buddy. Number threes, eight! Turn around, go back. Eight! And when you do Chudokai Aikido, which is just backward roll, it's the same as a forward roll but reverse, and it would be for energy in excess of something that you would need. Mark's on. If I just gently push Mark, he could just do a simple break fall. If I push him a little more harshly, he could do a number two. If I push him really harshly, he does a back roll, and he comes up. So it is that sequence that shows the escalation of force that someone is giving you with a push and or a shove. So it's both a self-defense mechanism and a self-preservation mechanism, these rolls. Does everybody understand? There are multiple forward rolls, multiple backward rolls. I will show you one more forward roll, and then we're going to get into some actual Aikido movements. Zenbo Kaiten Koho Okene Ni. We have San, Yan, and then we have something called Hayaku Okeme. And then we have, what's the Tobakoshi Okeme, where we go over people. Mark-san. Kamai. Number two style, ready? Eight. Number three style, eight. Number four style, ready? Eight. Stand up, exchange positions. Hayaku Okeme, eight. Stand up. One more Hayaku Okeme, eight. Beautiful, stand up. Tobakoshi Okeme, ready? Eight. So we escalate to Tobakoshi Okeme, eight. Right? So we just kind of escalate the break falls so that we begin to understand the energy, and that's more or less the whole system of break falls. Again, the Sandan, soon to be Yandan probably. So very, very good skill set with Mark's on that. All right, so the first rule of Aikido we talked about with this idea of Hiriki no Yose Ich, and we talked about that idea with the 180 pivot, where if I'm on this line and the line's going through me, I'm coming off of that line, now I'm resetting to the line. Coming off of that line, now I'm resetting to the line. Don't be there. Everybody got it? First exercise. Mark's on. So Mark's going to do a chest push. So he and I set to our kamae. We're going to be in an open position. So in Aikido, I call this gyaku hanmi. Ai means to blend. Ki, energy, do is path. So it's this pathway of blending energies. So if we are in an ai hanmi position, we're blended. How are you blended? If we were dance partners, we'd be blended, right? We're dancing. To erase that from your memory. Now, if we're gyaku hanmi, kind of hard to blend that way, right? So same versus opposites. That's all that means. Karate, I hear it called open book, closed book. You know, opposite stance, same stance, whatever you want to call it. But just so that you understand, if I rattle that off in Japanese, that's where that comes from. So on this first movement, where he's pushing my chest, we call that mune-oshi. And it should be a real push. Yeah, like that, right? That moves me off of my base. We try not to do picture-taking Aikido. Picture-taking Aikido teaches no one the principles of Aikido. It really doesn't. It teaches them a lot about a false sense of confidence, and they think they know something, and they think they can do something, and they experience something in the street, and they walk away with the notion of, gee, that didn't work, right? If he's pushing offline, my first principle is I've got to get off that line effectively. right? If I got off that line and I walked away, am I damaged in any way?
No.
Have I defended myself?
Yes.
Did I injure him in any way?
No.
Are all of those the principles of Aikido in effect?
Right.
They are, right? Well, all you did was turn, get out of the way, and walk away. Oh, what a wonderful world it would be if we weren't so damn confrontational and we could blend with attacks and move around them and just overcome them with something as simple as walking away, right? All right, now what I have to do with that point of contact is make it my point of control. Point of contact becomes my point of control. Notice how hard is my grip here. It's not hard at all. It's not about the grip. If I monkey grip this, as soon as he feels that, he is going to naturally retract away from the strength of that grab. Right? If I walk up to this guy and go, dude, what did you say? As soon as I did that, he centered his position, he stiffened up, he raised his shoulders and put his weight where? On top of my wrist. Why did you do that? I know why you did it, because it's human nature. Okay. Right? You're fighting back. Would it have been better for him to just have completely relaxed, and when I did that, his shoulder just wasn't there, and where would I have ended up? In the wall. But he didn't do that, did he? What I saw was this. How old are you?
18.
I'm 18 years old. I can kick your butt, old man. Right? That was this idea. So when Mark-san is attacking, move out of the way and change our body position. Now I want you guys to look so everybody can see. Do you see my hand position? I have this position fairly well gripped, and where was my other hand? I want you to look at this. How powerful are my hands in this position? Were my elbows out, or were my elbows in? Okay, if I'm cradling my little baby, where are my elbows? If I'm kickboxing, where are my elbows? Elbows in gives me power. Elbows out weakens my stance and position. Elbows in allows me to move in a very small circle, right? Mark likes big circle, right? Big circle. Don't break fault. Don't do anything for me. I don't need your help.
I didn't know how hard
Big
you
circle,
were.
right? Small circle. Oh. Small circle is much more powerful. Mark's going to stand up. Thumb is here. Small circle is much more powerful. Mark's going to stand up. Small circle is much more powerful. Mark's going to stand up. Small circle, much more powerful. I'm able to control his body position because I'm keeping the technique tight. Right? Initially, it's going to be loose. He grabs wrist, and you'll do it like this, and there'll be all this extraneous movement. What have I done to affect this arm? Can he punch me?
Yes.
When I have this grip and I'm doing this in a fashion that is tight, what happens to his back arm? Right? When he grabs, he's going to punch, distract. Now all of a sudden, I'm in a much better position. How many ways can I distract? Konradsky throat, groin. Now I'm already here. This looks like there's not much of a grip, right? How about now? We call that the Aikido grunt, where you're the right? That's an Aikido grunt. And this is just simply a kotegaishi. We're just simply taking this guy down. So our technique one is muneyoshi, kotegaishi, nage ni. We got it? I'll show you what it is. Nice and slow, he's pushing, shift, turn, throw. Just that simple. One more time, Mark-san. He attacks, shift, throw, over, here. I can step in, create my lock from here. I can drive down inside of the shoulder. Okay? All of these are movements that are perfectly acceptable. Big partners. Big partners. Move around the dojo. And let's just try this from a simple chest push, coming offline and going to what's called kotegaishi. Give this a try. I'm assuming Hapkido guys have a background in kotegaishi, yes? Okay. Go ahead, guys. Get nice and easy. My black belts in Aikido, if you guys will just work with folks. Master King, if you'll work with some folks. Mark-san, work with some folks.
So,
That's good. Pretty good. Okay.
It's like number 5.
So if you're hanging this hand, and I shift offline, I like to turn. See what that does to your body? He was here, and then I turned my hips. Now all of a sudden, it's a much better. I can just move big and loose. When I'm coming around, I don't want to fight. Fall. He has to fall. Right?
Now, it does
Why did you
require-
fall down? You were still
how hard he
standing.
pushes, how hard he
Because you couldn't maintain your balance. It's called a kata meru, set point where the house of cards falls. If I have this position, and I push this into his structure, nothing happens.
Yes.
Right? But I don't want to support his structure, I want to come around his
I've got
structure.
this in, I want this
And he
guy.
has to
My
fall.
elbows in,
Here,
this is close, small
I
circle.
come around your structure.
I feel different.
And you pass the fall. Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys? Yes, sir. So on three fingers. Okay. But push into mom.
Well, exactly. And, you know, we do
What
this.
if I take this?
Yeah.
See what that does to it? More of this. And now when we're doing this with you, be really, really careful. Because we don't want to hurt. Just bend your knees and squat. Right. Good job.
So let's try it again.
So guys, if I give a
John, he knows
person
what's happening now.
structure,
He's seen it.
then I'm fighting myself. But let me borrow you, you're tall. So everybody take a knee and just watch. If I give him structure, structure is when I have kotegaishi and I push into him this way, don't fall. Just do what's natural. Resist it. Nothing, right? When I you have this very apprehensive look on your face. When I take away his structures, I don't want to go into his center. I like to go away from his center. How much effort did that take? None. I'm just waiting this out, and katameru is changing his point of balance. Does that make sense? If he's reaching to grab, I shift him here. It's just that simple. Right? Just take them down, and while he's on the ground, I can't run. I'm an old dude, right? I can walk 5 miles an hour at 17 degrees. I can do that for 60 minutes, but I can't sprint with it on, okay? Because I physically can't run anymore because of my hip injury. Okay? So I'm just going to have to fight you. I'm okay with that too, okay? Go ahead, stand up. It is not the style, it is the summation of the person's skill sets that matter, but it is also their heart and their willingness to confront the enemy. Remember that. Pretty good. So when we have him down in kotegaishi here, take him down, you can take his arm and move over here and round that out. Now when I step in, I've got some little fingers here so you can't clap too up to tap your foot. I want to just come straight down into this here.
Okay. So what's happening there? It's not bad.
How are we doing?
Low.
Not bad, not
Feel the
bad.
difference? It's way more powerful.
How is he looking? Like, how
Right
is he
here.
looking?
That's what he's talking about, that small circle.
You all right?
You have more surface area.
I like it works.
When I just take this and I have it here.
Okay, so
He has a lot of wiring movement. All this. I want to select it a lot. And that drops his down.
now, if she was pushing this, she had to stick me. She had got me.
Oh, sure.
First rule.
How's it going, guys?
Can you show us how to flip it?
Sure. So if I take this guy and I throw him, I want to roll that over and I bring him into this shoulder lock here. I like to join all of this so that I bring it very tightly and it's pinning straight to the floor.
How do you
Wrist, push here. Okay, let's show everybody. Hi guys, come here. So I've had 2 or 3 ask me the question. I showed them a rollover technique, and everybody's kind of, how do you do that, right? Because a lot of times when you throw them, where's Mark's on? If I throw Mark and Mark just lands face up, if he's here and he just does a back break fall, and I do nothing, can he kick me? Can he hit me? Can he bite my ankle? Punch me in the groin, really? Mean guy. So what we want to do, initially it's best if I have that kinetic energy to just keep that motion going as I pull him over. Okay, that would be number 1. Does that make sense? Now if I don't have that kinetic energy and say he has settled, and I do the throw, now I go to the elbow and screw the elbow.
Oh.
Now I have this position. I'm going to come in. I like to lock out both joints. 2 joints is a lock. 1 joint is a lark. Understand what I'm saying? Mark, stand up. If I'm trying to do a single joint lock here, that's my thumb. This is weak, right? Okay, I can't really get this, but what if I accept the energy giving? Now all of a sudden I have 2 joints. I have the elbow and the wrist. What if I create a bend? Now all of a sudden I have a control that becomes really powerful, yeah, in changing that motion to what we call Nikkyo, or a secondary control from a grab. 2 joint locks. When you study a collective locking art, we want to lock 2 joints. It's good to meet you. 2 joints here. His thumb. Above and below, that's the lock, which he doesn't like. All I'm doing is squeezing my thumb and giving it a little angulation. I say I want to get to his back, just change the angle. I'm here, right? All I'm doing is just changing the angle, using my fingers as a fulcrum and a lever. Yeah? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Okay, play with it a little bit and see how it feels. Keep going. Don't do the thumb lock I just showed you.
Visible sign that
Just
he
stay
gets
with
beat
the
up.
right eye.
Wherever he goes, he gets beat up. You must have one too.
So step this way, and you really drag me across.
Go ahead and lay down. It's okay. So really, if I'm here and I've done kotegaishi, so all I'm doing is going to the elbow, and I just want to take this and just turn and roll. Okay? That's it. Some people will step into this and fall backwards, disarticulating the shoulder. Not a friendly thing to do, but more of a Daiso Aikido Jiu-Jitsu movement, going into lock the shoulder. Take them over, drop, break it out. Yeah, don't do that. Remember, this is basic class. We're not trying to kill each other. Very good. Very good. Yeah, when I go into her shoulder, though, Mom is strong, so that's going to move the structure. If I move it 3 inches this way and I'm not in her structure,
You gotta go around.
all of a sudden, we call that katameru. It's that point where balance. You ever walked to a baby and you're walking on and the kid jumps up in the air, woo, right? And next thing you know, you're losing your balance and you're falling. So naturally you would say, well, this little 20-year-old toddler isn't throwing me. But in that scenario, that little 20-pound toddler threw you. Just because you weren't aware, that surprised you, they hit you with katameru, they took your balance and you keep playing with it. I missed it. Still struggling on that?
I can get it like on the first part, but rolling over.
The elbow.
Don't worry about stuff that's turning them over right now. That's something you can do.
Okay. A few billion times. There you go, good. Good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the position you're going into. It's fine.
So she's pushing, I'm spinning.
And he is there, and I don't want to roll him over. Step into this here, lock. Now I have a different kind of an arm lock. So it just goes straight into an arm lock. This would be more of a jiu-jitsu application. But, don't get stuck in your mind on thinking of the move. Otherwise, Joe used to call that watching the TV in your head. And when we're watching the TV trying to figure out what channel we're on, your opponent's on a different channel and they're playing different music. So you're gonna get hit. So you can go either one. It's our cool thing.
You're what they call the stack. You're doing the technique and you're feeling the technique.
All right, guys, y'all, hey! Everybody scooch back, have a seat. Bruce. So Bruce and I are basically in our kamae, and Bruce attacks, and we're doing our same movement, and we're doing our throw. Go ahead and fall down. Bruce just back break fall. So he is there. What we had been working on was coming from the elbow to roll him over and going into our lock, right? If I want to expedite this, if Bruce is attacking, I shift, I throw, I enter, drop, out, lock the arm here. And now all of a sudden, I have a jiu-jitsu lock. I'm just simply, thumb wants to be up, okay? I like to hold it in this fashion. I pinch it with my legs. Can you feel that pinching? The reason I pinch is because right now, can you bite me? Yeah, you can. Tell me if you can bite now. You really can't, because I'm putting compression in the arm joint, right? He's offering me these fingers. Thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate this. So I'm going to take what it is that he offers me. Can you kick him in the face as you step through? Can you stomp on his skull as you step through? Can you heel kick him on your way through? Atene. How do I keep his mind occupied while I'm doing things to him? I keep it occupied with a story. What's the name of the story? Pain. Okay? Police will tell you pain compliance. Does it always work? No. Absolutely not. Somebody stoned, drunk, crazy, enraged. Doesn't work. If I break his arm, mechanically fracture it, have I mechanically disabled the arm? A broken arm doesn't work the same way as a regular arm, okay? That always, always, always is the truth. Got it? I don't care how much PCP they did, they may not feel the injury from the fracture, but that arm, even in delivering punches, is going to be wonky, okay? Take that from an Army flight surgeon. Broken stuff doesn't work as well as stuff that's not broken. Everybody got that lesson? If you have to, break the arm. Yeah? I sound like a crease. Take the leg, okay? Well, sometimes you have to, all right? Let's give that a try. You're just gonna step over and you're gonna go to just a simple jiu-jitsu arm bar. Has everyone seen that before? Yeah, you should have. If you haven't watched Ronda Rousey on any of her fights, she always tries to submit people with that movement, okay? Give it a try. So just going to go to your house, step over into a different kind of an arm bar, yeah?
You get first.
So now, Kaylee, all you want to do is on this side.
You might have to. Yeah, but not gonna.
On this side.
Cross.
Good. Now you sit down.
Step
Roll
over.
out.
Step back the first
Now
step.
you want to put this up here.
And then you're gonna lean back.
Did you know?
That's what I mean, I don't try to
Okay, now you just think it. So a couple of things, the angle on it is best. Here's the J, and I have it down here, like where you were.
Start to attack.
That's the angle that we can do, right? So when I throw him, I have to make
I had it right the first time.
I want the thumb here, and I get this side, and that's right? It's just like a piece of rock like that. I gotta have it tight on here. Like one with a little bit of wiggle room.
People see
Zero wiggle room. That doesn't like that. Maybe if I give David a little bit of wiggle room, he's an agile dude on the ground. And he would just roll out of the yeah, which is good. He's even more, but you want to try. David, come on. How are we doing, guys?
Figuring it out.
Figuring it out. Go ahead and lay down. Is that better?
I thought that was better.
So what I want to do.
A little bit. Now.
Roll back. I'm coming here really close. I want to put this foot over here. Now I cross. All of this break his arm. Okay? Get close. Yeah, and the thumb is in that upward position. Start to tap. Got it right. Yeah, it's different, right? Scott, if you want to choose,
Now, granted, we're doing this at a slow pace.
this
is done effectively.
Here. Now, so that even on the punch, I have the same kotegaishi takedown, crossover step, squeezing hips, locking in, thumb up, good position. I'm in tight, so I don't give you a lot of wiggle room and just lock it down. Just play with it a little bit. Welcome to the world of Aikido Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Step over. Step over with the other leg too.
Step over first.
Okay. So I'm here. 1, 2. Okay. I want to pull all this in close.
You can step on me.
Now I'm going to go here and lock that arm out. Right? I mean, he's offering me this ability to split his fingers here, which I can do that as well.
Let's try it again.
So anytime, any joint can be locked.
That's pretty good.
Fingers, if he's going to offer that, you want to do a finger split?
Good.
That's a horrific technique.
Good.
Okay?
Across.
But it's certainly a doable technique. You understand what I'm saying? Finger split. And he got his hand out here with his finger split. If I grip this way,
Oh.
so what I'm really doing is separating.
Oh, God.
I can separate this way, or I can separate this way. If I go this way with this hand, that stretches, yeah. So very powerful move.
There's the point.
That would be good for me.
I'm always looking at step over, step here, way back.
I'm sitting.
All right, you're doing the technique.
I got it. I see why the thumb up, you have to have the thumb up or it doesn't.
Get back down.
Your radius.
Crosses your legs. Scooting a little bit.
I mean, your instinct was right, trying to tuck your head in, but his leg is something else.
So,
The good instinct is
stand.
step over,
I'll do this side.
drop it back, put your other foot over. Now, I'm going to do something here to show you a secret.
I want to
Relax his arm a little bit.
my
I
butt.
want your hips to
Body
be
gets like
here.
Now he's got more.
Now when you crisscross, lock this in very
Feels a whole lot
tight.
quicker, don't you?
And now,
sometimes you're in this position, right? You might have to go to the side. Feel that pressure? Make sure you tap. But if you get the thumb up, the hands start to go up. So grip. If I do this, grab my thumb.
that you're going for looks disgusting, right? But that's really what we're going for. I'm trying to take the joint. It's basically just what we would call Hiji Shime here. Hiji Ate, hitting elbow. Same thing. If I do Hiji Shime, locking here, that's a different feeling altogether. So now all of a sudden, I'm taking the same elbow lock, Hiji Shime, Hiji Ate, hitting elbow, hitting a lock, and just doing it from a kotegaishi. Throwing the Japanese is an intellectual exercise in trying to confuse you. Don't be confused by all. Just look at the lock and the way it's done. What are the mechanics of it? How does it work and figure that out?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. How are we doing? Good, good. Yeah, everybody has a center point. Big guy. Center here, right? If I try to it's going into his structure. Does that make sense? I don't want him in the structure. I'm trying to get into the structure. And that look how close you do things.
Okay, I thought that got weird. That's why.
Now step. Now I'm going to pull you closer to him.
Okay. He is.
The closer you can get your hips into him, the better contact you have.
Happens. Like, hear you. I can't see you.
This is literally, and then as you pull it, you got your hips.
His arm's so little.
Got it? Really, when you
That's gotta be close.
That's why I say, if sometimes their arm is
It's,
turned-
that's what it is. I bet it's my button pusher.
Okay?
If you get them in this
You have
position,
to like lean back and also.
you
I feel like a plank of your
want to take
legs.
his thumb up this side.
Yeah.
Or now you just goes that way or this
I
way.
don't think that I will.
Oh.
If you're like here, you're gonna throw over and this leg is in motion, just go with that
Get it
one.
better that way, but it's like this.
Yeah, it does.
Is that better?
It
I
does.
think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
The reason
yeah.
I
I
say
don't wanna do it too hard.
If you do this fast, you don't know how his hand will move.
Yeah, just go
Right.
a little.
Have the knowledge of
You gotta watch, you don't wanna stop and think, oh, I got.
All right, guys, hey!
Yeah.
So, okay, Bruce?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Bruno, come on up. Everybody go, just take it. So that I don't confuse you much, let's go from the same, I mean, most Aikido classes are, grab my wrist, and here's 100 different things I can do from a wrist grab. Okay, and that's perfectly reasonable. But the more common thing in the street, how many of you guys, raise your hands if you're right-handed? Yeah, the vast majority of you will be right-handed. The most common street attack is going to be a wide angle punch, right? Typically, it's going to be followed by a you son of a, right? Grab and then a punch. So the grab is kind of like this whole idea of the push. So if he's grabbing, it's this position that I want. Now, what did I do with the energy that he gave me? I accepted it. Had you done that, you would have been able to laugh at the old martial arts guy and go, ha ha ha. 18-year-old threw 66-year-old guy in the wall. Ah, my kung fu is strong. Right? So when he's grabbing, what am I doing with my body? I'm playing with it. Aiki. What am I doing with this hand? This is a teme. And if he does nothing with this, I'm going to hit him. Right? This is my student. I'm allowed to hit him. Okay? But what does that do? That gives him this idea of there's something here. Okay? What I'm positioning for is what is called Nikkyo. So when he's attacking, boom, I like to come underneath. Underneath. Making connection, I bow. Okay? If I take that same application, hit here on top. Okay? This simple Nikkyo. Go ahead and stand up, Bruce. I want to scoop ice cream. Ice cream scoop. This is for the camera. So when I scoop ice cream, okay? This is called a hammer and anvil theory. When Bruce is grabbing, there's my distraction, hammer anvil. I have this position. Can I knee strike? Can I kick? Can I go into kotegaishi? Can I drop down, do my jujitsu locks if I wish? They're all there. I threw him down. When he's here, I'm not going to drop down on the ground and do all that. I'm going to start kicking this guy, and because he's down. But that's me. Okay? So the points on Nikkajo are distraction, back, thumb is in a downward position. He's holding on tightly. Boom. Here. Look at my body. Where are my shoulders? Over my hips. Am I this way? Am I this way? I'm here. Right? This hand can, if he starts to throw a punch with that, that's my attempt. I can block that punch by coming on the inside. Now when I bring this in here, I have the Nikkyo very tightly. What are you squealing about? Right? So it's a really tight position. On the other one, if I'm here and I distract it, he doesn't let go, I cut, over, in, lock. I like a thumb lock. Can everyone see this? Here, and I lock this out. Every joint in the human body can be locked. If he's going to do this, what did you say? You think you're tough? Oh yeah? If he's talking with his hands, which a lot of guys do, Aikido. If he's, oh yeah, what did you say? Taekwondo, okay. That's a perfect, oh yeah, boom, hit the guy. His ability to process from this distance. Open your hands. I'm gonna throw a punch right here. You catch the punch, catch the punch, catch the punch, catch the punch. Is it on the way in or on the way out when your hands touch it?
On the way out.
Every single time. I am so close that he cannot physically process that before I can hit him. That makes sense. And if I'm really trying to do this, if he's got his hands up, I'm striking. I'm here on Bruce. I'm here on Bruce. Here, here. Now all of a sudden, I'm starting to alternate targets, and I'm doing things to this guy that are fully automatic. This leg just wanted to cross over, but I'm not going to do that. But understand that all of those are things that are happening automatically. Yeah? Nikkyo, one more time. Hand structure is this way. Thumb is down. Okay? I have to occupy this space with something. If he's grabbing, I want to hit, I want to kick. Elbows are going to be in. If I allow this thumb to live, right? He can now close his hand, twist it, and what does he have? He has my thumb. Classic mistake that I see many joint locking specialists do. If you're going to give me your thumb, you're literally going to give me your thumb, right? What I want is this. When that thumb is included in it, Mark, the power on this greatly increases. Just greatly increases. There's really nothing that he can do from this scenario when I have that position. Does that make sense? Okay, everybody up. Practice a little bit of second control. Go ahead. My black, Bruce, you okay? Okay.
That's good.
The reason I worry about you because you like it too much, okay? Okay, with little ones, we're going to be really cautious. So when we're thinking about Nikkyo, when we're teaching this,
So what you're going to do first is boom.
looks like an N, doesn't it? Nikkyo, spelled with an N, right? Pinky power.
Nikkyo works
Okay.
best when it's
So I'm here.
bend.
I'm here.
So
I like to put your thumb when my elbows are in. You see how your structure's already starting to change? And I have done
what's that
no
gonna do?
pushing
That's
at all. I'm just stunned.
So all this would loosen
So
up.
if I just start to
For
set my
being so
stance,
messy, right?
now all of a sudden she starts to, I've got to move and manipulate my body because of the compression of the nerve. So for this weird one,
I forced
what I'm thinking about is, let's just get this idea of this position, and then it brings it down. This a little bit of tension. So your hips are moving.
I got to end somehow. I got to make that end somehow. But in this scenario, with the grab,
So Nikkyo is the opposite of
he's
Chudokai.
grabbing really firm with it. I strike. I'm wanting to get it. Nikkyo is way more powerful with the body than it is with the legs. Because I can use my body. So if you stiff arm it this way, I can move like that.
Structural control. With police officers walking back, the guys go
Exactly.
once the cuff is on, that's metal on bones. I can use the cuff and the chain on extension to drive the metal into the bone, and that's a compliance study. We teach law enforcement and military that as well.
Strike.
How we doing, guys?
Yeah, grab, yeah.
Kind of
Reinforce
pushing.
that.
I just strapped here. You see how his body started to downwards and he's still pushing in, right? So if I shift into the beginning, right? That's bringing him in.
Well, if you grab the other side, you gotta do it.
Go ahead, hit your arm. Right? So what I have to do to prevent that is I have to keep tension in the spinal column.
Right. Now, see how she's got that
Doesn't
straight?
allow me to
Bend down. Oh, well, just grab that, and then go down.
grab, distraction, gear, over.
Let's do this hand since you just got that one. Grab.
Very simple. When we look at Nikkyo,
Distraction, what
it
did
makes
that
it
stun somebody?
So when you're
Bring it
looking
through
at
that
this,
odor process.
if I bend his arm, I have one, two, it looks like an ant, that's like Nikkyo.
So I've
So
hit
I
you.
want this
I want
base.
to immediately turn that
Little
over.
finger, ring finger.
I can come in like that, feel
It's
that?
not this, it's the opposite.
That got you in a position. Yeah, I sure did. Or, like I said, you're stiff for it. It's all tight. Even though I hit you, if I really would have hit you, that all would have loosened out this area. I can go like that.
The S puts the pressure in your spinal column.
That's what you
That makes sense? He's grabbing,
Yeah, well.
elbow strap, shot to throw. Where's my coach
Right,
at?
but before you were kind of over there, well, then you got
Where's
seven.
my
Then
knees?
you
They're
come back
all
into knee.
right there where you can get to them.
Alright, so.
Okay, wait a minute. But you can't forget the percussion stuff that we did this morning. Blend all that in there and you should overwhelm most of that.
And I always think of when I'm doing this, I see. I want that C, so I have that thumb. I don't want to get this like you're talking about. Then you can invert it. Now most people
We're doing the O-rings now.
Okay, good.
Where did we get a shot?
He's pretty good at it.
That's what I said. We're doing
do your strike. Boom. Right? Boom. Yeah. Grab your own hand. Well, you think a punch? I like this scenario. Okay, so let's use this.
I want to
You can't, because it's that pain compliance. He hates IQ.
Now he can tackle. I want to move away. I continue with my hands. When my arm.
All right, keep going.
You would have to use this
We'll change
really
it. Don't do the same one.
So including the thumb and then here.
Alright, here.
I keep wanting to do the elbow arm.
Show me your elbow arm.
Same exact block on J by including it in the key or my Jackson roll. Hey James, we're tearing the place up.
And I come, I've got the elbow, I go back. Same thing. Go ahead, keep going.
All right, guys, yummy. So everybody go ahead and move back to the 2x4. Mark-san, can I borrow you? Guys, it's okay. That's all the kung fu stuff anyway. So, Mark-san's throwing a punch. Yeah. Okay. Throws punch. Throws punch. We got that. In Taekwondo, we would call this chikamaki, rising block, right? Maki is Korean for about chiko, rising. I want you to add a slight roll here. Notice my hands are going together, okay? My hands are moving together. What I want to do then is come on top of that roll as he's striking here in, right? I am now on top of this guy. Okay, in a combative sense, shut up. In a combative sense, now I'm laughing.
Sorry.
Okay, I am not on top of this guy. Yes. You know, Aikido, we're close, okay? He throws that punch. I want to come in here. I like to use this te katana, te means hand, katana, edge, on the side of his throat. I'm just coming straight in, and I do what's called a C3 grip. I want my head to come in, and now I choke. Okay? So one more time, he's throwing his punch, shift it, choke. I'm going to accept what he's giving me and say thank you. Okay, so we're just going into a gentle, loving choke. Okay. If I change that and I don't want to choke, here, down, right? So that would be this idea of entering Sokomen Iminage, we're shift in, and I just bring them down. If you don't like that, I prefer more of a percussion. Boom! There's the elbow strike.
That worked.
Right? You don't like that? He's doing the same thing. Boom! Here's the choke. Now I throw. Now I kick. Now I'm starting to move in between what? Two different worlds. And it's not style if it's all in here. You know, I guess it is. You know what style it is? Dane Harden style. Okay? It is the experience of 35 years in the military, 50 plus years of Taekwondo, kickboxing, Aikido, putting it all together in a mixed martial art fashion in order to come up with a system that is unique. Or as Roy would say, it looks like I reinvented Hapkido. Perhaps, okay? Everybody go ahead and stand up. Work the choke. Why do I like the choke as opposed to the arena? The choke, when I am here on this guy, I'm already here. This is immediate. This is really a wonderful thing to be able to come in for this choke. If I want to be mean, if he's punching, right, and here, boom! The elbow strike is here, right? Notice how his body went back and away. What's my leg want to do? Boom! Where does his head go? So now I'm starting to shape and structure this guy in a way that is advantageous to be in this fight. Got it? Okay, go ahead, work the choke, back and forth.
Okay, so if he's punching.
Good. You can do a cross choke on a guy this big, but the problem with someone Jay's size, his traps are probably stronger than your ability here than on the press. So when he's reaching things on a punching here. Now then, you have to soften him up, he's even lower. When Jay saw his punch, boom, boom. Now that moves his head back, right? When that moves his head back, you can shoot through. And then you get the choke. On the choke, you know, here. And I want to scissor all of this and close. Now I'm not right in here and I'm just squeezing the neck, right? Can you feel how powerful that is? You can break someone's head very quickly. Okay. It's a blood choke, yeah, compression choke. You know, and people throw those terms around so loosely. But basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to come across technically to provide the body zone, Jay. Now I want to compare this way. So it's just going to say, while I'm using bones, which is short, and to compress him throughout the body. It's really the same thing as boxing. Where do I want to aim? J point, I'm doing the same thing now with choke. Good point, Jay.
I thought you liked the Nikkyo.
Hey Jay, when I say J point.
You should say hard.
Hey. Yes.
This is what they call it, I think.
Show him this to me. I can't quite. I'm too short.
Well, so if someone is very
I've got
good
it modified. I got it.
but if we have a guy his size and you're trying to do this, how do I shorten it? You're throwing your punch, go ahead, I'm here. Elbow strike first. Now notice that his head was back away and where? On real impact, what would have happened? Boom, his knees would have done more flags. So what I want to do is I want to bump in. I'm using, you okay, buddy?
My shoulders there on the.
I want to use this bone. I want to see how he's tucking his chin, he's trying to counter. I don't care, hook your chin all you want. Breathe, here, in, and now I can press. Okay? Okay? Very powerful choke. You okay, buddy? You okay? Yeah, I'm used to people tapping. We weren't tapping, so I thought I could give you a little push. You okay? Okay. So when we're doing that thing, if Mark's doing this, I block it out of the way, move in, and I'm right here. Can you see that? So have you ever heard of a guy named, what was the jiu-jitsu guy's name? No, the guy that was the wrestler. He's Joe Lewis's buddy. This is a senior movement brought to us by you. I appreciate that very much. Judo Gene LaBelle. All right, so Judo Gene LaBelle talks about this movement as coming in. When I'm closing this off, you see that the V of the scissors is here, right? So when I'm closing this off, I'm literally crimping against this. And I like to use my head as part of this compression when I'm choking. You see how he tapped? See, you weren't doing that, so I thought I could give you a little more juice. Do your best, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Go ahead and tinker with that. Hey guys, just FYI, please remember, if I'm doing something, I am like trained to listen for this. Right? If I don't hear that, I may squeeze a little longer. So the other thing you can do is say, dude! Okay, and I'll stop, okay? All right, keep going on this. Hey, how are you, sir? Okay, pretty good, pretty good. You got a little Korean thing there, that's okay.
You're having the same problem I have.
Yes.
Sure, right?
Yeah, so you
Yeah, special technique. Yeah.
Just a little bit that bump? Just slightly that way. So what we want is on that bump, elbows, just to immediately move in. Now, move in destination time.
Let's talk about digging this part of the ground.
Okay, stop.
I'm not going to do it.
You've already got the positive.
So it's very important.
Yeah.
Most people.
Positive. You got it 2 more times.
Bone digging in there.
Good. Good. Yes, this is this idea. If you're throwing punch, sure. Turn out what it is. This punch. That's how you do things. What I have to do with them goes punch. I want to come in here. I want to be close to them. Right? And then I'm coming in here and I'm compressing against the side.
There we go. How you move it.
Wrong technique.
So when you get that karate, same thing, you really not get it.
No, I'm doing a check.
You think it's
You're doing a check. That's what I'm trying to do.
Hey!
She's tapped in the right place. That's perfect. Always
Yeah.
right where they've got the strength.
Yeah. They can see it. Yeah, you
Yeah, yeah. That's all my fault, Roy. It's fine.
Fill an essay.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get that.
Okay.
Now you got it again, huh?
Nice, nice. Hi, guys, yummy. So everybody go and just take a knee. Take a knee. So, Aikido.